All right. How's it going, everybody? We're gonna get started on this pretty quickly. I don't want to be up all night playing this deck, but we're here. Uh, the Eternal Weekend token is live, which means that for 25 bucks you can enter Eternal Weekend, and they give you all of the cards. So we're using that opportunity to play a version of our deck that has Ragavan in it. You'll notice there's no Aether Vial. Aether Vial and Ragavan don't really play well together. You always play Ragavan over Aether Vial turn one. We're playing a couple more removal spells that do actual damage to try to force Ragavan through a little bit more. We're not playing Jund. We're playing the new Chandra. We cut down to just 3 Harbingers, which is more than enough. The 4th Harbinger is this Fury right here. Just leaning a little bit harder on Ragavan, things like that. All in all, I think it's gonna be pretty good. Sideboard is just 3 Void Mirrors, 3 Blood Moons, Ley Lines, 2 Pithing Needles because everybody's been talking about how Belcher is the new hot thing. It won 2 tournaments over the weekend. And we just have a couple more pieces of Artifact Hate and Chain Whirler. This Chain Whirler might be excessive, but honestly, I don't know what else I'd make it because I have so much removal main deck now. Could just be like that the Fury should be in the side and the 4th Harbinger should be here. But we're just gonna run it like this. It looks good. We recently 3-1 to preliminary with Mardu Yorion Goblins, which, I mean, it was fine. Like, I've been saying for a while that the reason you're winning any games that you're winning, mostly on the back of our combo and not really anything else. So you have so many flex slots to work with. Yorion did some really cool stuff that won us games we wouldn't have though. So worth checking that video out. This is much different. I mean, just having Ragavan in your list, you have the opportunity to just Goblin Lackey people out of the game, right? Just, hey, I'm playing this thing on turn 1. Can you kill it? No? Well, good luck. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't end the game right then and there, but usually if you have good enough cards, and we may not, usually if you have good enough cards, you know, you're going to get so far ahead. And if you don't have good enough cards, maybe your opponent does. I've seen, so a lot of the reason I built the deck this way as well is because of Chandra. Number 1, Chandra, what does it do? It comes down, you tick it up. So it's got 2 tick up abilities, so it's always going to have 4 loyalty the first turn you play it. Either adds mana, or it exiles the top card of your library, and if it's red, you get to cast it. Not play it, cast it. Which means you can't cast lands even if they do somehow happen to be red. With like Painter Servant or something. But yeah, more red 1-drops are going to help that Chandra shine a little bit more. You can use that extra mana the turn it comes down. You can't keep this 1-lander, unfortunately. It's a really solid hand, obviously, but every hand with all spells and no lands looks good. This is a good hand, so we're going to keep this. I think we can afford to throw back one of our lands. Yeah, by the time we get to our 4th turn, hopefully we'll have either drawn a land or just relevant spells. Just gonna play Snoop turn 1. Into this blue-red deck, though, Snoop is probably not going to survive, so there's a chance that we don't do that. We might have to actually pitch something. If we could play Snoop and pitch, we got... I think I'm going to play Snoop and pitch. See what's on top. Although... if we play Snoop and pitch, and then they kill our Snoop, we and eventually play Sling Gang Lieutenant. Or we could just take a hit from Ragavan and have it clear this land off the top, which isn't that bad, and then Crater Maker can save us. So our Snoop is almost definitely gonna die. But that is kind of what you sign up for when you play it out against a Ragavan deck. Knowing that they're not gonna pull any sort of removal spell off the top makes it easier to, you know, not pitch Fury there. So that is a small benefit of Snoop. They are going to ramp up on lands, which sucks, but Ragavan's a really good card. How's it going, Burn? Good to see you. Playing Ragavan ourselves today. This could be just a straight up counter spell. What do you think of that? Could dash a Ragavan out. I sort of wanna... Like, if I dash Ragavan, I can then play Crater Maker. I think I do like dashing Ragavan. It lets me play Sling Gang Lieutenant next turn if I don't play Crater Maker. I think they counter this, though. So once they counter this, do I then pitch? Gotta kill it, though, right? They shocked this in. All right, so there's that. Guess we'll save it one more turn. It like doesn't feel right to pitch this Fury to just Ragavan when I know they're playing, you know, bigger, scarier cards. We didn't really set our game plan up to deal with Murktide very well, other than Leyline of the Void, but that's a sideboard play. What do they pull off the top? Oh, Kiki. Well, I didn't want to draw it, so I don't mind it. I could have pitched it. Felt decent about it. They can't cast Kiki, thankfully. Biggie Big is a good. Yes. I had to see that. Sorry. Other is 10. They expressively iterate, which is a good card. Can't knock it. What we really want to see here with them not having Delirium is casting like Dragon's Rage Channeler so that we can get value or at least evenly trade on pitching a Fury. So I guess they exiled that land and then played it. There's nothing in exile for that. Another Ragavan. If it was right to dash it last turn, is it right to dash it this? I think so. They still don't have Delirium. They must have some sort of removal here. We're just really trying to leverage this Fury. Something I didn't mention when I was looking at the deck list earlier. Because we're just black-red, I took out, and because we're trying to play Ragavan on turn 1, I took out one of the Cavern of Souls and I replaced it with Batterskull Smashing again. So it's we didn't go down on lands, but we did add sort of one painful land Wow, just endless removal. But I mean, well, now if they Murktide us, we're actually probably in a bunch of trouble. And like that's kind of how these games are probably going to work out pre-board, just because you don't have a way to stop them from casting a big old Murktide pre-board. You're not going to have many ways to remove. Current way to remove it is have it be real small, hit it with a Fury or something. But they've just been in control of this game the whole time. They have really good card selection, and they've had obviously tons of mana. They can do whatever they want because they connected with a Ragavan first, and they've stopped all of our Ragavans. They didn't even cast a free 2/1. What does that mean? No, but they're not going to counter our spells anymore. I'll tell you that. So I'm going to cast Fling Gang for a couple reasons. Namely, have to make colored mana. Namely, because it uses all our mana and remains uncounterable, and it leaves behind a bunch of bodies that this Ragavan can't get past. I don't imagine that the main part of this Sling Gang is surviving, but we'll see. If it does, great for us. Maybe we draw a land next turn and we just play Fury out to kill Ragavan and clear the way. Can't imagine what's in their hand other than counter spells, though. But these Ragavans being must-kill threats, along with our Snoop, we must have worn through. I mean, just numbers-wise, it's 3 of their 8 removal spells, right? So about half of them are down. Doesn't mean they can't find more. I don't know what they're doing. They bobbled us, so they know what we're drawing. And it could just be a bunch of Ragavans in hand. Like, that's a possibility. But that doesn't mean I'm going to let Ragavan hit me, right? So we'll block that. Our 1/1. And I assume they're just going to play another Ragavan out based on that play, right? Like, you don't trade unless, yeah, it doesn't matter. That's fine. Honestly, I don't know if that was a good trade for them, but land? Okay, so Chandra. So Chandra already gonna let us play Goblin Crater Maker when we couldn't have, and next turn lets us hardcast Fury. So Chandra, very good card. Will it get countered? That's a good question. If it gets countered, will I pitch? No. No, if it gets countered, we just don't attack. So we'll leave our cavern. Not for any particular reason, but if this does resolve, it doesn't there. So if it did resolve, our Crater Maker would be uncounterable, but if it resolved, we weren't getting countered, right? That they don't have counter spells. Spell Pierce, though, gonna poke its ugly head out. Still may have Fury next turn. We kind of... Right, they're Jeskai Ragavan. Interesting. They already had plenty of white mana with the treasure tokens. Not like they were off. So our Fury will now trade 1 for 1. Well, 2 for 1 if we can hardcast it, but 1 for 1 if we have to pitch the Crater Maker, and I might have to pitch the Crater Maker while they have just 1 card in hand, so I'm stretching my achy. I would definitely block. They won't attack unless they have another Ragavan. Land would be a fantastic draw here. Land. Any land. They are bobbling me to check out what's going on. Alright, Sling Gang not the worst. That might mean that because they have one card in hand. So I think I'm gonna pitch this. A land would have been fantastic, but damn, we just got 2 for 1.5. It's not good. Last card in hand, counterspell, straight up, which would have got even a hard cast Fury. But it sucks that, you know, we lost even a little bit extra as we chose to pitch it. Maybe I got impatient, but leaving Dragon's Rage Channeler in play just seems so risky. It has felt good. It's felt like we've cast a lot of really impactful spells this game. Ironically, none of them goblins, but except the first one. But we've cast a lot of really impactful spells, and they've had the answers for all of them, but you know, we've kind of been hanging in there with them. That Mishra's Bauble, so good. Forgot that they were gonna have 2 cards. Makes my impatience just the littlest bit worse, but maybe that, I mean, that is the best window, right? Like, they have 1 card in hand, they're about to go up to 3. Maybe you can put them on counterspell, but they already spell pierced us. They're playing a lot more counter magic than I remember, but like, they weren't playing spell pierce, you know, right when MH2 came out necessarily, but aggressive iteration might end up burying us in card advantage. Might have to go to game 2. See, we have like maybe 1 or 2 turns to top deck something good. Dragon's Rage Channeler having to attack kind of gives us an opening to attack ourselves. I think I'll attack either 2 or 3 tokens. Not sure. Ooh. I mentioned it earlier. So I can deal 2 damage. Which means I can just kill this Ragavan. Isn't that good? But I think I do race this Dragon's Rage Channeler as is, so I think I do have to cast it. Can't target them, right? Yeah. So, doesn't actually matter. I guess we could get Spell Pierced, but you're getting Spell Pierced one way or another if we just deal 1 damage to it. So, here's hoping. Shatter Skull, pretty good here. In the fact that it is a Shatter Skull and not a mountain or a Cavern of Souls. Good. Even if it doesn't resolve. Just an extra free spell that we get to include in our deck by black-red instead of Jund. Which there is value in. Alright, so they're just endless gas, which is what happens when they have a Dragon's Rage Channeler in play for any extra amount of time. Why we tried to kill it as soon as we could. So there goes that. I think I'm gonna attack with 4. Because if they trade here, no, because then we just lose to removal spell. I probably wouldn't block. They did attack with Ragavan, because then they're trading 5 for 5, and we have a whole bunch of reach. I'm sure. This maybe I should have thought about a tiny bit more before I just hit send, but full send. All right. So they're down to 13. We have 5 more to just fling at them, which is a virtual 8. We have 5 power on the board. So more goblins or just more time are going to be good for us. Wouldn't be bad either. That is the one fury in the main. They've had to answer it every way. Their hand just lined up great. I mean, counterspell lines up, right? Just that's what it does. I shouldn't F6 because I can respond burn spells. But there is a fair bit of air in their deck that they haven't had to mill. They know what I'm drawing here. You know what I'm drawing, and they're attacking based on what they see. Something to remember. Oh, these were all exiled with it hit us. They're attacking based on what they saw. I think I want to block. Yeah. I think that's right. It's hard to say. But it just feels like they had extra confidence. So maybe I need to play a bit more defensive. Now, I'm not going to play around a dashed Ragavan, which means I would be dead to Lightning Bolt. Maybe I do need to play around a dashed Ragavan. We'll hit him for 3 here. Here's the Unholy Heat. Sucks. Sucks even more because they get to line up their next draw based on it, which is like, card is so good. Dragon's Rage, Ragavan, just so good. So they take 2, go to 10. I mean, if they play a Murktide Regent, we just lose, right? But we have a lot of live draws. We have Lightning Bolts in our deck now. Probably should have played out Auntie's Hovel just because they know I have it. And, you know, you could draw like a Fury or a Chandra or something and then get Spell Pierced. I just forgot to play it. This looks like a Murktide Regent. The way they're tapping 2 mana and then pausing. Which we're just dead to. Like, we're kind of cold to that in general. Game 1. So show it to me. I don't think there's a top deck. We're at 9. It's gonna be like a 9/9, but they also have this Dragon's Rage knocking us down to 6. Yeah. So it's a 6/6. Yeah, I think we are just actually dead. It looked like they're gonna cast 2 Murktide Regents. So Leyline is fine. Crater Maker and Chain Whirler are gonna be good because we're gonna have a Leyline. What cards come out? Munitions Expert is kind of bad, but it's our Munitions Expert. We probably are not going to combo them with all of the removal they have. We'll cut down to 1 of each combo piece, other than Sling Gang, which is just good. Lightning Bolts are fine, but they like kind of... Are they better or worse? Mog War Marshal blocks like everything. We're gonna be on the play. Is there anything I want to change? Hey, Harrison Mage, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Is there anything I want to change on the play versus the draw is the question. Like, these Mog War Marshals are decent, especially when all of their stuff is going to be 1/1s. But do we need them? Are these Crater Makers actually good? better than Mog War Marshals? Probably. Oh, but they're gonna bring in Torpor Orbs, so we actually need this Trash Master as well. We can. Guess we could take out Burks. Just don't want to play the 1-for-1 game. How's Chandra been? So it got countered when we played it, but it was in a position to basically win the game on its own. We had 4 mana. It was going to give us our 5th mana for Fury. And the turn we played it, it was also going to allow us to also play a Crater Maker in the same turn. So it was really good. It just got countered. But I have 30 seconds to cut 3 more cards from this. Weird, but I guess I'm gonna cut these even though they're good. And Munitions Expert is less reliable than Lightning Bolt and Tarfire, so I'll keep one for to kill like Urktide in the air, but we shouldn't have to worry about that. And this is a good hand, I think. Although we're looking for ley lines, aren't we? Like this actually doesn't do anything against the standard Ragavan hand. All right, so this hand could be a lot better. This hand, very good. I think it's good exclusively. Well, obviously the more I need to throw back a land and just risk it here, right? This is the highest upside play. The more non-red cards you play, the worse Chandra's going to be. Just because her second plus won't draw cards as often. And if you can afford Ragavan, it does something so similar to Ignoble Hierarch that I don't really see a reason to play Jun in like comparatively. Look at how good Ragavan is. It's insane. Like we're gonna be able to play this Conspicuous Snoop and hit them with Ragavan. Like maybe we get a Dragon's Rage channel of our own. Oh my god. Oh, this is so tough. Do I play that? Or do I just play Snoop? And then it's like, they could just Dragon's Rage Channeler plus Starfire me, or Lightning Bolt me. And I look dumb because I could have played Expressive Iteration. Expressive Iteration is better on 3. I think I just gotta put them dead, right? I think you just put them dead. Like, they would have removed Ragavan if they could. Maybe not. I don't know. I should have played this Expressive Iteration, but if there was a land on top and they chose... I don't know. I think I should have played Expressive Iteration. I think that was a mistake. I think I should have played it. The likelihood of this game ending here is so low, but the fact that they let Ragavan survive made me believe that it could survive again, which led me to believe that I could kill them. That's why I made the play I made, but I think in 99 times out of 100 it's correct to just play Expressive Iteration there. I mean, I guess you just draw one card with not even that big a deal, is it? You do draw one from your top 3 though. It's not a card. Like there's a lot of selection going. Okay. They look dead. Are they dead? Gonna hit them with Ragavan. and then have 3 mana. They know I don't have a third land. Well, they don't know it, actually. So exile. They had a board state. Hmm. They would not have let. I don't think they let this survive. But even still, yeah, they bolt this, and now I don't actually even have to um put anything on top here. Will I though? What would I put on top? I could put Tarfire on top. If they Murktide me, I'm so dead. Oh man, if I had Warren Weirding in the board, this gets a lot better. That's a blind spot of the board that I built here. I threw a third. I have so many Void Mirrors and Pithing Needles that could be better cards, but I didn't properly do this. I want to shuffle, right? Because the thing I had on top sucks. But what do I put Trash Master? Can't cast any of these cards except Snoop. Could just put Prospector out there. I think I'd rather take a random card, because if it's a land, so be it. If it's not, it's a spell. Like I want a land, so that's the weakness of Byron Harbinger. Has Jund lost its allure? I mean, I think the most standard list probably just straight up Jund Goblin, super easy. Like you don't have to think. I think it's a very low chance that that's the best list, but people don't like change. I don't know. Like, I think just don't get enough from Ignoble in a standard John Goblins list. Like, you don't really do a lot with the extra mana on turn 2. Even turn 3, you don't do a lot with it. You have, 5 total 4-drops. It's not like you're... Didn't we shuffle that? That was some luck. Like, actually, no. But you're going to draw. You shuffle, so you don't have to draw it, and it comes back up. We just have to pass here. And that expressive iteration would have been so good. We should have cast it. I got really greedy. Yeah, they're Magic players in general are they'll all tell you they're not, but they are results oriented because they are risk averse. Um, they will not. They think that they're doing all these calculations, and God, these are some awful draws. I'm gonna attack with everybody. But yeah, they are risk averse, and they will not play with something until they see it has results. There is one Magic player who bucks this trend, and it is Aspiring Spike. And it's no coincidence that he has the highest viewer base, because he does the new stuff and he does well with it, because the difference in power level between cards is often not that big. Cards and builds. Yes, that is what makes Spike such a player. He is a joy to watch. He's a joy, like, and he wins based on the fact that he tries new things all of the time. Um, and he's willing to switch and all this stuff. It's like, it's kind of, I mean, one symptom you see of this idea that Magic players don't know how to try anything, um, is like the constant, incessant ban talk. Like, you saw in Standard just like last week, they were like, ban Alrund's Epiphany, and then, oh, are they gonna steal? Ragavan is such a good card. God damn. This is gonna hurt so bad. I really needed a land at some point to cast that Expressive Iteration. But yeah, that's one of the reasons Spike is so good. It's like, number one, a lot of the professional streamers, they'd just be bored if they weren't trying new things, so a lot of them do it anyway. But like, nice. Exile the Ragavan off the top of my library. A Ragavan I would have loved to draw, by the way. Like, I still would happily cast that with Dash. That's something to do. Talk about lightning rods, right? Like, but yeah, Magic players are risk averse. They won't play with anything until they see it has results. They'll play their deck from, they'll take a look at your deck that has 2 cards off from theirs and tell you about how unoptimal it is and have no idea what the percentage chances that you're going to draw those cards. They have no idea. Just like, it's kind of maddening. People just don't want to try new things. And new stuff gets discovered all the time with old cards. So it's like, it's clear that that this is going on. Could have mulled for Leyline. At this point, am I dead in the air? Yeah, I'm dead in the air. Yep, just too late. Well, not off to a good start, but Blue-Red Ragavan is one of our worst matchups in general with a deck like this. We had a chance. I think I blew it by not casting Expressive Iteration and then just never seeing a third land for a while. The list you posted with all the Planeswalkers, yeah, and I think that that's really interesting. Like, all right, there's a couple core parts of Magic that shine through in all formats, right? And they are making extra mana is really good, drawing extra cards is really good. You Hero, what is this? Elementals? I don't think this is a good hand versus Elementals, but not bad. Not a great hand in general. Two, three. It's like, you can't really protect this, can you? Sort of. You draw a bunch of cards. Keep it. Um, but yeah. So some of the things that shine through in every format of Magic is that drawing extra cards is good. Gonna lightning bolt. Making extra mana is good, and that all adds up to playing 2 spells in 1 turn is really good. And if you watch pro Magic coverage the last couple of years, you'll have heard, like, you know, LSV and them talk about the turn where they get to double spell being a big deal, right? Do I lightning bolt Renin 6 right now and then play a Mog War Marshal that they can't deal with the Renin 6? I think I have to lightning bolt this Renin 6 right now. Ooh! Do I dash this Ragavan so they don't get... I think I do. And look how good Chandra's gonna be next turn. Holy crap. Right. This is like... You can at least see... I didn't win the first game, right? But that... Again, I'm saying Magic players are results oriented, and you'll hear Spike talk about it all the time. He comes up with a new brew, he loses the first game, and everybody's like, "Oh, this deck sucks." This is incredibly powerful. What we're about to do, like, we're gonna play Chandra, tick it up, and then play a Ragavan, which is arguably the most powerful one drop of all time. Like, that's good. There's no way that's not good. Like, even if I lose every single match with this deck, that's a good, powerful thing that is worth, like, putting into your deck. So the Goblins package surrounding it, is this gonna be Rhinos? Nope, just Teferi. Teferi's fine. And watch, if they tick down Teferi, they don't tick down Teferi, but when they do tick down Teferi in that situation, Chandra kills it. Like, Chandra is powerful. Chandra is very powerful. Anybody who doesn't realize that, like, there's just no way that it's not powerful. It's a 2-mana planeswalker that draws cards and makes mana. And you can use that mana to play a 1-mana planeswalker that draws cards and makes mana. Like, it's a very good... There's weird lists of rhinos running around now, and being well, they're 4-color, you can't really know. Oh, I guess Kahira means that they're probably not rhinos, right? Yeah, it's the Kahira. But there are rhinos lists that played Ren 6 a couple months ago at this point, but so this is going to be, what, Solitude? I think I just attacked a fairy. No, I probably attacked their face, right? What do you think? Do I have to kill Teferi? Do I even care? I have 4 mana total, 5 mana total here. 6 mana if I hit with this Ragavan. It's not just that they're playing once a month. People are not comfortable with their own, like, okay, it didn't matter where I was attacking, they were gonna do that. So we're gonna continue to tick Chandra up. Do we need the extra mana? 5. I can play Ragavan and Ringleader, but I don't need to do that. So I guess we'll see what's on top of our library. Wow, it's one of 2 cards that we can't play with Chandra. Okay, that's fine. So here we're just gonna cast Ragavan. And we'll cast this Matron. The Chandra is threatening to win the game, by the way. Like, I understand they have Teferi in play. They could bounce it at any point. They're gonna have to. So how do we play around, like, Supreme Verdict? I guess with Ringleader. I know we have one already, but I think just like drawing cards, we could Munitions Expert, puts pressure on the Teferi. I think Ringleader is probably just the best thing to get here. Because they have to do something about our board here. But yeah, it's not just that they play once a month, because so something I read from Eric Froelich once was like, all of these, and now he said it in a tweet, it's going okay, Sloth. You can see how powerful it is just here. We last turn we played not this Ragavan, but a different Ragavan after playing Chandra. It was like there's not many more powerful things you can do than play a planeswalker that will win the game in 3 turns and a 1 mana thing that is just should be banned. Oh, you play once a month. I see. But so you don't need to play often, is what I'm saying, to like get an idea of how the cards line up against each other, right? Like, and that's what Eric Froelich was talking about. He was talking about when pros test for the Pro Tour, they'll play 10 games and they'll win them against some other deck. You know, like let's say you're playing Tron against Goblins, right? And they'll play Tron against Goblins and they'll get the correct read on the situation after playing 10 games, even if they won or lost an inordinate amount of games, meaning they could get a non-representative sample and recognize my cards line up badly against what they're doing, right? And a lot of people don't have that capability, and what they do instead is they rely on, well, this list got a 5-0. You know what I mean? Or somebody else with that ability to tell them. So this lets us play Goblin Ringleader and hold up Lightning Bolt, which is powerful. Which is why we put Lightning Bolt in our deck, right? So I think we're just going to do that. The Fairy being able to -3 2 turns in a row kind of sucks for us. And then being able to -3 this Solitude also sucks. So I'm going to do this. I can't play Lightning Bolt at anything but sorcery speed. So I think I have to bolt this Solitude right now. Drawing 4 seems good. And again, they have to deal with our board. And this Chandra threatens to win the game. Next turn will be at 7. So they probably have to Teferi it in a turn or 2. How many non-goblins? I don't... There's 3 lightning bolts and 2 Chandras. No Aether Vials. Because of 4 Ragavans. But the cards that would be goblins that aren't are the Chandras and the lightning bolt. There's no Pashlik Mons in this list, and there probably should be. I just threw together a list really quickly. Like, it's not tuned. I just want to see how powerful these cards are. There's no doubt that hitting a Pashlik Mons off of Chandra would be okay, so I should probably have. Yeah, but that actually takes it down a fair bit. I think it's at like 26, but I mean, you can see I still hit 4. It's not like you're never gonna hit goblins. Just black red. Just black red. And you do, I don't know. So that's interesting. I mean, I could just play Mog War Marshals. Block for this Chandra. I likely will. I could also play Munitions Expert, kill the Kahira or the Teferi. Only 25 bucks for a token right now. That gets you all of the cards. That's why I have Ragavans right now. I don't have a rental service or anything like that. I think I have to try to kill the fairy so they don't bounce Chandra. Although, if I just... Now they can't bounce Chandra. And I can kill Kahira, I guess? I could try to do that. They'll counter it. That's fine. I already got Mog War Marshal out. So I have 2 blockers. The Chandra's gonna tick down next turn if they don't bolt it or something like that. But you can see we're in a game state that we wouldn't normally be in. Whether I navigate it correctly or not is like, you know, that's another that's another whole thing. But we are in a position now that's really, really powerful, and they are having a hard time dealing with it. It's not where we would normally be against a resolved Omnath. Here they could just Fury my board and attack my Chandra though, which will suck, but we have answers to that Fury. Not the Omnath. Solitude, my Mog War Marshal, makes it so I don't get another token, which sucks. No sack outlet on the board. So Chandra's gonna go down to 4. It's gonna be hard. We might start. We're probably not gonna get to ulted at this point, but I don't think we're out of it yet. Decent. That gives us 6 mana, which means I can Ringleader, but I don't want to. I probably want to. Is this a fuck? Because of Kahira? Probably want to kill either Teferi or Solitude. I don't know what they have in their hand. We could need 6 mana to do what I want to do. Not really. I could see what we've got with this Chandra. I've already exiled 1 Sling Gang Lieutenant, so my combo outs are dead if this one dies. So maybe I do just want to play Mog War Marshal and Munitions Expert again. So let's see what's on top. All right, it's a land. We can't do anything instant speed anyway, so the order that I crack these fetches in doesn't matter. Oh, I don't even need to crack this fetch. Why? What am I talking about? Yeah, I think I have to try to kill. It doesn't matter if it's Kahira or Solitude or Teferi. I don't mean Kahira is the one that definitely dies. If I get this Munitions Expert off. Teferi can bounce one more thing. I think I kill the Kahira. I think I'm supposed to kill the Kahira. So the Chandra ult, it's a fancy way to say you win the game if she's in your deck, but it says exile the top 5 cards of your library. You get to cast red spells from among them this turn, but you also get an emblem with whenever you cast a red spell, it deals damage equal to its mana cost to any target. So like all my red spells, like this Ringleader now comes with 4 damage to anything. So you're not really losing in your red deck once you get a Chandra ult. So it's a good card. It does actually threaten to win the game. Jace. Jace is a tough one. Jace is very, very good. We've been semi-resilient to Supreme Verdict this whole time, though, because of our Chandra, and that's still the case. We get to Ringleader after any Supreme Verdict. I will double block the Solitude. I think we just block everything. I mean, they probably have Supreme Verdicts, right? But the Chandra is drawing us cards. I have to protect it. But that doesn't mean that I have to kill Solitude like that, right? But I think this is fine. I think this is what we're supposed to do. I think this is game 1. So, bringing in Blood Moon next game. Don't let me forget that. But yeah, I wouldn't play Chandra in Jund, but I do think that Goblins being a mostly red tribe, with the exception of these 2 cards, totally worth playing Chandra. Because I don't think the question is Ignoble Hierarch stronger? Does it add more to the deck than the 3rd color and excuse me? Does Ignoble Hierarch and the 3rd color add more to the deck than Chandra does? And it's hard to say because obviously people have like budget concerns. Ooh. But is this going to resolve? There's no way that this, right? But if that doesn't resolve, Ringleader also doesn't resolve, right? I know that's what I mean. There's budget concerns. So like, yeah, you can play Noble and Grist and you can do good. And you can play Ragavan and Chandra and you can do good. Do well. I really want to play the Fury. There's like no reason not to play the Fury here, other than thinking it's going to get countered. It's not like they have... Like they have any... They have 1 counter spell up. Probably... Like if I hit Jace... Doesn't really do much. Maybe we just see what's on top. Alright, lands. Means... Well, I can see if this Ringleader resolves. And then I can pitch Fury to kill Jace, can't I? I wish I had thought of that before. Is it worth pitching Fury to kill Jace if that Ringleader resolved? How's it going, Jay? Is it worth it to pitch the Fury to kill Jace if that Ringleader resolved? Now they can just bounce. Yeah, I have to, because they can just bounce my my Ringleader and kill, not kill, but hit my Chandra for a whole bunch. I think I do kill Omnath and then hit. Yeah, I think I just kill Omnath. Okay, I forgot that I could just kill Omnath instead of Jace. All right, so now I can freely attack this Jace. We also have the combo in hand, by the way. They haven't cast a single Supreme Verdict, so I assume that they have them just sitting in their hand, but we'll see. Supreme Verdict doesn't take care of Chandra, so, you know, that's a thing. They brainstorm with Jace. They probably have... Hell, they had 4 cards a second ago. Brainstorm's always so crazy. They have 4 cards and then they have 8 in hand that they're looking at. Well, this is our second Sling Gang, but you can play it out. Like, you can also do the actual, like, attack for the win combo, but yeah. We can also, with a Chandra emblem and infinite mana or infinite snake, make infinite. But that's a different thing. That was our one Fury in the main. It's actually the one Fury in the whole 75. It was good though. It was good. I didn't think it. I didn't think the ringleader would resolve. These are tough games to navigate. Oof, big Teferi, especially when you have no idea what's gonna come next from the 5-color pile, right? Like, yeah, I agree with you. For sure, it's a must-kill card. I mean, that's why we were doing it. Had I plussed and pinged Jace first, it would be dead. As it stands here, it's gonna die, but I guess I'm just gonna play Snoop. So now we have Snoop. Our stuff is just resolving for one reason or another. If I play Sling Gang Lieutenant and they Supreme Verdict me, I'm just dead, right? No, because then they won't have anything with haste and I get to minus Chandra. I get to alt Chandra, put target non-land permanent. Ugh. Oh, Ice Teferi so much more powerful than Chandra. So I just lose to a Supreme Verdict if I do that. I think our best bet here is to play another ringleader. I think you just got to use your mana. I just got Snoop that turn, so I don't know what you mean. You think it should have been earlier? It didn't get to decide the order of the cards in my deck, as you can see here, by the fact that there were 0 goblins in the top 4. But it is what it is. I can alt Chandra next turn. I upticked it to ping the Jace and kill it. Now Solitude gonna take out Snoop to prevent us from comboing. They're probably gonna attack both at Chandra. I'm gonna block both, and then they'll probably tuck Chandra is my guess. And then we'll probably have lost this game. That I would say is a lose condition for us. But we'll go to game 3. Nope, they're gonna draw a card, so maybe we'll get to protect Chandra here. So matrons are 3 mana deal 3s that tutor up other 3 mana deal 3s. Oof. All right. I guess that was bound to happen at some point. So we're just dead here. We're not going to come back from this now that. But that was. I don't know if they ever felt like they were out of control, but you can see they got 25 cards left in their deck. We're very deep into our stacks, and we held our own that whole time, which is not something that we could have done without Chandra. So Voidmere comes in, Blood Moon comes in. I don't think we need anything else. Like, Chain Whirler's not very good. They might not have Verdict. I don't know. They could just be relying on Fury and... Did they Verdict us earlier? I don't remember that. They might have. I might have just, like, brushed it off. I'm casting it. They Solituded us a couple times. I don't think they ever Verdicted us. They discarded it and I didn't notice, maybe. But yeah. So this isn't the version with Verdict, apparently. So I think we have to bring these all in. I didn't see Ephemerate, but they probably don't have Ephemerate. They're just hard casting. So maybe like just 2 of these. And then like Munitions Expert's not that good. Tarfire doesn't Probably not do enough. Probably can take out 2 bolts. You probably want the first tar fire over the first bolt, to be honest. A tough one. Yeah, I don't think that happened. I don't even think bolt or tar fire are that good here. So maybe the third void mirror, but I don't think so. I think we're kind of just on still use expert kill elementals. I mean, it's a losing proposition. I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to take this expert out, but it's not a winning line to make a 1/1 that kills one of their things sometimes against, you know, their 3/2s and 3/3 double strikes that kill your things all the time, right? I think we have to keep this. I think just turn 1 Ragavan is really good. And we're gonna hopefully get out ahead of them. But yeah, expert is we'd never had a board with more than 3 goblins, so we could never even kill an Omnath. They still had solitudes and things like that to, even if we got to 4 goblins, to like prevent us from actually killing their Omnath in a tight spot. But they're not gonna have the 1/1 elementals that you're thinking. That's not what this deck is. Ooh. Can't actually play it. I could play Chandra, or I could play Snoop. I think I'm supposed to play Chandra. I think you saw how good Chandra was last game. We're getting in under counter spells. We get to play Skirk Prospector out. I don't know, guys. Is Chandra good? Is Ragavan good? I can't play Teferi. I didn't have the right colors of mana. Otherwise, I would. But yeah, didn't have the ability. Were I able to save the the treasure token with Ragavan, maybe next turn I could cast a Teferi that I pulled off the top. But so here they could like Fury us, but they can't take out all of our stuff, right? They Ren in 6 to kill Ragavan. And now Chandra kills Ren in 6 along with this Skirk Prospector. Just a good card, guys. It's just a good card. I recommend proxying Ragavans. Like, I think I'm just going to do this. Play Snoop. I see a Blood Moon on top. I wonder what they do about that. Like, again, even if I lose, is this bad? You know what I mean? Like, is it worse than what we normally do? I don't think so. That first game was so close. Like that is not something we're capable of doing in the regular build, and I wouldn't say that we're less powerful for putting this in our deck, right? Ragavan plus Chandra. I just don't think so. Like, if that was Aether Vial and Ragavan was instead Ignoble Hierarch, like, we're nowhere close to doing anything like what we just did. Nowhere close. This is a good hand. Well, is this a good hand? It lets you play Snoop and protect it early-ish. Not like early, but it's early-ish. I think it's a good hand. I'm not sure. Maybe Void Mirror is a bad card in this matchup, and the Void Mirror, you know, is supposed to be something else. But, like, that was insane. What just happened? Like, will Ragavan stay unbanned forever? I don't know. But, oh shit. Well, we have to do this, right? Or do we wait? I could turn 2 moon, but it lets them fetch like an island, and then they have blue red, and then I guess they have to draw planes. I don't know. I really don't know. Definitely attack them for 1. I mean, we're gonna do it. A lot of complaint equity if it doesn't work, because this absurd 4-color Omnath pile should certainly be dead to a Blood Moon on. Let's see. So the Void Mirror shuts them off from putting Kahira in their hand. Wow, and they were F6'd? Oh man, they're gonna concede. That's the worst feeling. The Void Mirror shuts them off from putting Kahira in their hand, and then stopping like a combo by solituding us, you know, for free. And they're a couple turns away from casting Fury. Even though Fury can still kill us here, it's not like we just win. Like, Fury can kill us. But we're gonna be okay for a little bit. I mean, the cards we have to worry about now are Fury. And I don't think they have any other red cards. I don't know. Like Omnath, but they're really kicking themselves for F6 and through this. So yeah, I'm just gonna play. Oh, you actually get to choose the side with these dual face lands. I like that, even though the Blood Moon is in play. It's interesting. We're gonna do this first. So, it is this combination of cards, Void Mirror and Blood Moon, and Chalice in a sense, that makes me want to play Goblin Prison. Yeah, just like you're just saying. Force of Vigor, not. I mean, maybe they realize it, but oh, they could have Force of Vigored. They could what? They could have Force of Vigored my Blood Moon and messed up. Oh man. They got greedy. They got greedy. Okay. That was a punt by them, but um, that sequence in game 2, that was insane. Like, Ragavan into Chandra with Skark Prospector or Lightning Bolt or Tarfire, whatever else I would have had. Like, it's just so good. It's just so good. How's it going, Steve Train? Good to see you. Yeah, they punted like crazy, but they're playing the flavor of the week, and you know they didn't going on, but that's fine. It happens. I don't think you can keep this hand. This hand is kind of garbage. Like 1-2, but what does it beat? You have much stronger hands than this. Like this. I think we keep this. Actually want to say we throw back Mog War Marshal instead of the second Ragavan. It's just that good. So turn 1 Mountain Ragavan. Pretty strong. Probably making the other person over there groan. But for the low cost of $25, you too can have every card in Magic until December 1st. Alright, so we're going to attack here. We get some mana. We play a Wrenn and 6. What do you guys think? Is that any good? I'm not sure. Unclear whether Ragavan draws cards ever, makes mana. I don't think it makes mana. That's not what it says on it. Doesn't say it. Says that says that it makes treasure tokens and you exile the top card of target players that you hit their library. That's what happens. I don't know. It's not great. I don't know why people are doing it. When you could just play 4 Skirk Prospectors instead. But I mean, to each their own, I suppose. By the way, Lightning Bolt plus Wrenn and 6 is something that threatens to win the game. They don't even know that we're goblins yet, by the way. Are they? What is going on here? Supreme, that is not what I expected to see. What? I was like gonna say there's some kind of bug deck with Wrenn and 6, but Supreme Verdict, okay. I'm still gonna play this Goblin Crater Maker out. I don't think there's a reason not to. I guess they're gonna counter it. Looks like. I don't know. I'm still playing 2 Skirk Prospector. It was really good in that other game. So they counter that. That's fine. I have a Lightning Bolt in hand. That means that my Wrenn is probably going to survive for quite a while, even through some kind of ephemerate shenanigans. Yeah. Well, after they kill this Ragavan, do I dash Ragavan or do I just play it? I think I have to dash it. I think the disrespect move is to dash it. They may Archmage's Charm it here. So we're gonna attack first instead of activating Wrenn and 6 first, because if they Archmage's Charm it, Vindicate? What is this? Polygon's Command. Kill my Ragavan and the treasure token that it wrote in on. That's fine. Cast another. And crack this. Put a Blood Crypt out tapped. Get it back. These are hard cards to play, guys. They're not. There's a lot of thinking that you have to do. A lot of ins and outs, a lot of what have yous. They're just gonna bounce my Wrenn and 6, I guess. Nope, they're not gonna bounce my Wrenn. Okay. Now they can bounce it next turn unless I hit it with Ragavan and bolt it. Which I think I'm gonna do. Because I'll still have 3 Lightning Bolts if I ult this. So I'm gonna hit Teferi here. They can't bounce walkers? Oh yeah. Oh, so maybe I just hit them. Because I don't really care about the Teferi. Thank you for that. I don't play a lot of Planeswalkers. Usually playing these guys instead. We're about to run out of fetchables. But, I mean, next turn we just win, right? I guess I should have got Mountain. Punt. High opportunity cost to playing Ragavan? Yeah, there is absolutely zero opportunity cost. Um, there's it is ignoble hierarchy. Like it is just as good or better. So I mean, I can't do it at instant speed, right? So high opportunity cost playing these cards. Thank you for stopping by, Harrison. I appreciate it. It's always good to see you guys. We have Duretti. Yeah, I don't, nobody's playing Duretti. Can you even play Duretti in Modern? I don't think there is a legal Duretti. Is there? Like the black red one, I don't think is legal, and the other one's Commander. Black red one was Conspiracy. Is this another 5-color control deck? I think it is. So Blood Moon comes right in. I don't even remember what else I brought in. I think we brought in 2 Void Mirrors. We took out an Expert. Basically all our Tar Fires and Lightning Bolts. Oh yeah, and then it's exactly how it happened last. I mean, I think on the draw, Ragavan is a little bit worse, but like, is it worse enough that you take it out? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I have really good proxy Ragavans. Just them? No. You'd never know that they weren't real. Not ashamed to say that I got proxy Rag. I don't actually know if I ever put them in. I didn't. But it's like, the card's probably going to get banned. All of the relevant forms. Although I don't think they're banning it in Modern. Not important. I think this is what we did last game, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but we're going to do it. All of the proxy, please. Oh no. My proxy Ragavans. Here they are. You would literally never know unless I told you. And if I ever want to play with Ragavan, I have them. Who cares? They cost $2.50. Get them. $2.50. This is an interesting hand because if I draw a red source on turn 1, I can turn 2 moon them. But other than that, we just lose the game on the spot. This is a terrible hand. We're mulling to 5. I don't expect to win this. I think you want to have to draw the least number of cards possible to win in some cheesy fashion. So here you just draw Snoop and that's it. Do I want to play that? It might. It planes. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand how people are. Ren and 6 is good. Can't even kill it next turn with this Shatter Skull, can I? Snoop would be a great draw here. Blood Moon's not the worst. Blood Moon is not the worst. Yeah, I can't do anything. All right, well, we mulled to 5. You lose games where you mull to 5, generally. So we'll see if we can pull this one out. Especially since they are greedily fetching here. Unclear if they can actually beat a resolved. Oh, well, now they have Teferi, so they can beat a resolved Blood Moon, can't they? We could recast it. Blood Crypt, tapped, no. I mean, I think that I have to play it. but it is gonna warn them that maybe I just play Matron here. I think we just fall too far behind. I think we're just already so far behind. Like turn 2, turn 3 Planeswalker is just like, oh my god. So I think we have to do this. They bounce it. They get 1 turn. We play it again. They have to tick up, and they're locked under Blood Moon. Maybe I can Shatter Skull to Fairy for 2. Nah, that's not gonna work. Maybe I draw like a Ringleader, and I get to. Wow, they just tick up to Fairy. What? I guess they don't have anything worth playing. They can't counter me here. Girlfriend. Yeah. What? That was a strange play. I think I'm just gonna play this as a land. And we hit to Fairy. And pass the turn. Yeah, Chandra does a lot of weird utility things, especially the way Ren and 6 and Teferi line up with their actual number of counters. When Teferi bounces something on turn 3, like if we play turn 2 Snoop and Teferi bounces it, turn 3 you play a Chandra and you ping their Teferi and it's dead and you have a Chandra in play, right? So like it lines up well against the actual things going on in a lot of these games, as well as just being a straight up value card that is clearly good. Now we mulled to 5 against Ren and 6 Teferi start. So like, can we win this game? I don't know. Probably not. But you know, we're not that far off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana total. So I guess we just ping Teferi again. And then, well, we got to play this first. Just so it can say Goblin on it. We don't just have a totally worthless Blood Moon. Or Cavern of Souls if Blood Moon is not in play. Now, they probably counter this Blood Moon, right? They're floating Vindicate-ish, man. They plus to Fairy? Is this going to be Prismatic Ending? I don't actually know. I'm going to attempt to go past this, and they'll cast whatever it is they want to cast. Solitude. Okay. Good thing I attempted to go past it. So, cast Matron. Runs defense for our Chandra, although Ren and 6 can put a stop to that. 6 cards in hand. No white mana for at least 2 turns while Teferi ticks up. So is this my out? I think this is just like you have to pray. 6 cards in hand, it's like very unlikely that this is good enough, but I mean, all they've got is 1 white mana, and their Teferi can't do anything. So, and by can't do anything, I mean it can't bounce this Blood Moon yet. The island is a little bit of a problem, I would guess. I can play both of these turn. Maybe there's another ringleader on top, so we'll cast this first. Not quite a ringleader. but we'll see if we can clear the top, find some goblins. Another matron and another snoop, not bad. Another snoop, not bad. So I can either run defense for the Chandra or attempt to lock them under this Blood Moon semi-permanently. Although they can cast more Teferis. So, because they have blue-white mana. So maybe that doesn't do enough. But I'm not sure. I don't really want them to be able to go off with like prismatic ending against my Snoop. Sunset Revelry. Okay. So now my Chandra definitely dies. Their Teferi doesn't die. It doesn't mean we're not going to combo them though. It could still happen because again, they can't remove this Blood Moon until their Teferi gets to 3. We have a couple chances at this comp. But Chandra's going to die here, which we're going to let happen. Hair on my neck. Not the best shaver. All right. Fairy's ticked up. They can prismatic ending me in response to a bunch of shit. Well, we had it the whole time. In case they didn't know. That's what this one's for. Do you just die? All right, they just die. So we multiply that game, and because we had a Chandra in play, we fought them on resources hard enough that eventually we found an opportunity to combo them. It's just a good card. I mean, turn 1 Ragavan, you know, didn't do anything, but it ate a removal spell, but it was good. Deck is good. Deck is very good. Deck is improved by going black-red instead of Jund. And honestly, if I was going to show up to a local at this point, this is just more fun. Just more fun. Playing Ragavan? That's a ton of fun. doing broken stuff is fun. There's no reason to shy away from it. I mean, we knew Ragavan was just as good as Ignoble the whole time, right? Like, the question is whether the synergy of being a goblin was worth it. Like, there's a lot of, I mean, I played Mardu goblins and did fine with it. Like, the strength of the deck is concentrated in, you know, these 4 cards: Snoop, Harbinger, Matron, Lieutenant. I call it 4. I guess it's 5. That is where the power of the deck is concentrated because you have a combo that's really, really consistent. You have so many other slots that you can play other things with, and playing powerful cards is probably better than playing not powerful cards. So, you know, with the free slots, throwing a Ragavan or 2 in there is probably really good. And one of the great things about Ragavan, and how smart are you talking about how good Ragavan is? You're such a genius to have noticed that. But Kiki Jiki, well, it doesn't do anything here, but like, it actually, Chandra ramps you up to Kiki Jiki immediately. I think I'm going to put it back. But there's an argument for keeping it. This is Belcher. But one of the good things about Ragavan is that it doesn't get in the wow, this was the combo that shut the other guy out. It doesn't get in the way of your nut draw, your old nut draw, which is turn 2 Snoop, turn 3 Harbinger, right? So Merfolk, I don't think Merfolk is gonna cut it here. So I can't actually play Chandra until I connect with Ragavan, which means I'm gonna swing, which means it's gonna die. I don't think there's any reason to keep this around, especially if they're gonna be Merfolk. Like, we're just gonna hold on to this Shatter Skull smashing until eventually it's gonna be like a really good board wipe, is the plan, I guess. We can play Chandra next turn. Silvergill Adept. Maybe I just top it with the Shatter Skull smashing instead of Chandra, because if they do this Island Walk thing again, my Chandra dies. Oops, I was supposed to have gotten a Blood Crypt. I didn't. I can just and play it as this. Our Chandra won't die. Like, subtlety. Okay, well, I believe I'm gonna put that on top. I think it's that good, especially since I have nothing else in hand. I guess I'm threatening to block here. I'll just leave it back. I think you want to be defensive against Merfolk. I don't really know, because I think once they run out of cards, you just combo them. They can like flash stuff in, but I gotta imagine this is correct, because my things stay 1/1s and theirs don't. Well, not indestructible, but it's gonna take me a while to get up to enough mana to do something with it. I guess I'm just supposed to ping them instead of getting risky. Although I guess next turn I can kill Svialoon unless they play a Lord to kill my Chandra. Doesn't seem like they're gonna. Draw a card. They hit Chandra. Are they just on counterspell? Is that what's going on? One way or another, I'm gonna have to try to kill this Merfolk. Cavern of Souls, Goblin, plus pass this for a. Does it die? Still salty. Merfolk got the god, and we got squat. You got ignoble hierarch, all right? They have something that is not a callback or a reference to anything, and you got a Jund version of a Bant card. That's a funny joke. that's it. Obviously, there's a lot of cards we can draw. This being one of them. I think I'm just supposed to get Ringleader here. No reason to get something that costs 2. All I could get is Crater Maker or Mog War Marshal if I was going to play it this turn, or Munitions Expert, which doesn't do anything. So we're just going to get a Ringleader. Play this out. Pass the turn. You got Goblin Trap Runner. That's true. Flips coins, right? We got a Krark's Thumb tribal card. Not a real tribal card, just if you wanted to play coin flip. I got this. Fiddling. This is a real Savai trial. Mardu. Mardu Yorion Goblin. $10 to get the one land I'm missing. This is a pretty quick clock here. They held back for a proper amount of time. That's pretty good. This is indestructible right now. I don't think they have a bounce creature. So I probably, this is like almost definitely Archmage's Charm. I think they're gonna tap out. So I think when I pass to the end of the turn, I'm gonna be able to resolve this munitions expert. Like I don't think that they're gonna hold up counter magic. Starfire pretty good. Got Ward 1. Oh, wow! I didn't even realize that this gave things Ward 1. I needed that Tarfire. Damn. These train just warning me. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Can't block them as long as this guy's alive, right? So it is what it is. Now that they see Tarfire, though, they're gonna hold it up. Not that they wouldn't have just totally got the hell out of me with that Ward 1, which I was seeing but not believing. But yeah, that is what I knew would happen one way or another, because you don't give Merfolk players good cards and they won't cast them. They're here to jam. So that Archmage's Charm was getting. That's Goblin Trap Runner. That's, maybe we should play that. Oof, we're gonna get hit for 7 again. Don't have islands. And block. Wait, this doesn't fly, right? It just looks like it flies? Yeah. Cards looking like they fly. One of the most powerful things in one of the most powerful things in Magic, because it doesn't get factored into their cost. It just tricks dummies like me. I thought it was flying this whole damn time. Okay. So they'll probably counter this. Is my guess. I guess I should be doing this at upkeep. I don't actually know. I don't think there's a benefit to doing it at upkeep. Because here they can only have one counter spell. Right, so I'm getting countered? Yes. Okay. Not gonna have 4 goblins. Do I wait for them to tap out here, or do I just kill? Do I just kill the thing while I can? Or do I play Boggart Harbinger? Do I play Boggart Harbinger and then try to kill Svelu next turn? Because I threaten the block here? But if they have one Merfolk, that doesn't work. But I could put Gang on top. And that is going to do some serious work. Because Gang is going to buffer my life total a ton. They're not at the highest life. Although I could get another munitions expert. I think Sling Gang Lieutenant is the... Because I can double block this if they play another Island Walking Lord. Then I'll take 4 from Svelun, and then I'll play Sling Gang Lieutenant. It gives other merfolk. Oh, girlfriend's calling me again. Hello? I think we're gonna lose this game. Can't do any fancy blocking. I don't think. Although maybe not. It's indestructible now, for as long as all of these are there, which sucks. And we don't actually have enough mana for munitions expert. Yeah, we don't actually have enough mana for munitions expert on anything but this. I mean, we have blockers. So I guess there's that. Do we... I think we just swing in. Do they die if we swing in? They have 6 cards in hand. I don't know how they have so many. I guess that answers our question. They're just constantly casting. Yeah, they've had 4 Archmage's Charms this game. So if I swing in, they don't die. But like, I mean, they don't die just because they have to block. Because this is 5 and I have 6 goblins. Oh, this is like as good as it could have turned out for us. Oh, they've also been attacking with Svelun every turn. Oh, what? What is this gonna do? Oh, nothing. Oh, yeah, no, it makes it indestructible. Fuck. Well, that got us pretty damn good. Oh, well. Here we are. Yes, with 7 cards in hand. I should have been wary of that Aether Vial on 1, but if you asked me if they played Benthic Biomancer, I would have been like, that's not a card. What are you talking about? He is his life's work. All right. Well, we're gonna do the whole block sack mess. I'm drawing a card off of this. I think we'll take 2 here. This forces them to use mana. Although they have plenty of mana. Yeah, Muxus off the top. Wouldn't that be great? If they print like Robo Muxus and Kamigawa. Well, kind of sad. I don't even want Muxus. I think he's cool. Muxus. I don't know if there are draws that win us the game here. It's not. I don't have any lords in my deck. Not that a lord would even do it. Technically, it would, but they would block. All right. I think that's game. Go on to. Thought I hit concede. Go to game 2. Wow, we don't have a board for this at all. It's more things to kill lords. And then Shirk is not great. The combo is great. We just didn't get there. Our deck is like so well built against them. It's a little bit crazy that we didn't get there. But is what it is, I suppose. Yes. No pile drivers in the board. Not today. Guess you could take out both prospectors because you don't really need them. But like, what else would I take out here? Save one Ragavan because they have a lot of blockers. If they don't have a lot of blockers on turn, save one Ragavan. It's legendary. You could conceivably say that 3 is the correct number. Wow, this would be such a good hand if only it had more lands, because they can't beat the combo. I don't think. No. It's a much better hand. Batterskull has been making hands look a lot better, but I don't know if it actually plays better. This is our black source for goblins. This is our uncounterable for goblins. Guess I have to throw back Shatterskull, don't I? Or I could throw back Blightstep and just... No. Because I need... Well, I could just play Anti-Hobble. Yeah, well, let's do that. Throw back Blightstep. Who cares about giving up information? Hate that you can't just click Ragavan with 1 mana and it knows that you can't cast Dash. Like, and it doesn't know that. Because that is annoying. Very annoying. They are in disbelief that I have Ragavan teams. They don't want to allow me to continue to play the game. They're gonna subtlety it. I think I'm just gonna dash it, right? It does have haste. I'm gonna put this on top. Because the sooner I hardcast this Fury, the better off I am. And Ragavan does that. And their 1-drops suck. Cast with dash. It does have haste. Ooh. Oh. No, I already played. I was like, this was highlighted, so I thought I hadn't played a land yet. But we had played it. Just allowing me to cast it. Can't cast. Tide Shaper. Make something an island. I dare you. That's fine. 2/2. I think I'm dashing this again. I don't think there's a reason not to. Trades with their thing makes my stuff uncounterable again, which is actually a big deal apparently versus them. I don't think I'm gonna play anything here. I'm gonna, you know, maybe I draw a land, maybe I don't. I can play Fury either way. Jaloon? Yes. Means I'm definitely playing Fury this turn one way or another while they are tapped out. That card hurt me real bad. Ragavan keeps making mana even when it's not in play. Like, so good. Like, the fact that it's a treasure token is so good. Now we have a 3/3 double striker on the field. This one of Fury has been pulling a lot of weight. If we draw a land next turn, we can Matron plus Munitions Expert. I have no idea what 4 open mana in Merfolk is. Counterable. Is this Subtlety? Is that what this is? I don't think I care. Not even Subtlety. All right. Gonna draw 2. I don't know what they're looking for, but they're gonna draw 2. I guess they have Tide Bender. A blue one that taps down a red or green thing for as long as it's in play. Land would be good. Land is good. I think I'm gonna cast this counterably, because then even if they choose to counter it, I could still cast Crater Maker. Looks a lot like the first game, but from the other direction. Subtlety is fine. Put it on top. I'll attack you. A couple guys. Ooh, Merfolk Trickster. That's pretty good. Gonna trade with my Fury. Fine. Not what I wanted, but it's I think we're still really far ahead. We have 1 card in hand. We're drawing a Munitions Expert off the top. So should be enough. Last Pool Mimic makes another Lord of Atlantis. I assume they have nothing else. Spell Pierce or nothing like that even matters. Let's just do black, red. Kill one of them. Kill the other one. All right. Moving on to game 3. Which you could convince me that another Ragavan should come out, but you can't convince me that anything else should come in. And I guess a Skirk Prospector is slightly better. Just because you can Munitions Expert on your turn too, sometimes. I think we keep this. Can't actually pitch cast Fury except with Munitions Expert. I think you do keep this though. I think the extra card that you draw is going to affect how this hand plays out a lot, but I do think it's worth keeping. Well, that's not ideal. I think I have to play out Blackleaf Cliffs. Yeah, thinking about getting something out uncounterably. I mean, we're pretty close to hardcasting Fury, so... I mean, with the mana we have, so... 2-2. We can just take them both out if we want to pitch cast Fury. That's a thing. I don't actually... We could just try to get them. Which I kind of like. Now that we have a 5th mana. Like, they'll attack with Lord of Atlantis and Tide Shaper, and I'll... Munitions Expert. Alright, well that stops that. Sucks. I maybe was supposed to pitch Fury when they had 2/2/2s in play. His Fury is not looking like it lines up great anymore. Well, it's actually not so bad. So I could pitch Fury. I could deal 2 and 2, cast Munitions Expert for the 3rd damage. Then they just have this 1/1, and I have a 1/1. I think is fine. Black. And I think it might get a little too far out of hand. We don't. Red card there was good. They subtlety me, I'm really screwed. Subtlety is a pretty good card. Feels a lot like Force of Will here, now that everybody is just playing these. I think I need that Fury if I'm going to win this game, but I don't know. I think I might have already died. I just don't know it yet. Rather, I'm aware. I just... Oof. Alright, we're dead. We should have killed the 2/2s while we had the chance. We could play Sling Gang Lieutenant and like try to buy some time, but just killing one thing. Although 3/3 double strike might hold them off long enough. Maybe I can see. Doesn't matter. Well, that's a fine deck for folk. All right, this is gonna be our last game of the night. Thank you all for joining us on this experiment. Conclusively say that Ragavan and Chandra are very good Black-Red Goblins. Regardless of our record. Possible that I'm playing too many Tarfires and I should have the 4th Harbinger, just because for games like that, combo is kind of what we should have been looking for. Like, maybe I should have mulliganed to a combo hand. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm supposed to keep against Merfolk, right? Like, I'm just playing to test what I've got going on here. And when I saw cards that, you know, I wanted to try to play, we did it. But anyway, not getting very good first hand. I think the upside of this hand is too good, so I have to keep it. Because if I draw, you know, any land, I'm fine. And even if I don't, I can play a Snoop. We have 2 turns to draw it, so like, we'll see. It feels like I have things to do with my mana, even if I don't draw a land, right? Lightning Bolt, Conspicuous Snoop being among them. But there goes my Prospector, so now the only thing I can do is Lightning Bolt. It's gonna be Grixis Luris. Yeah. Prox is pretty decent. Believe it or not, I feel like Matron goes here. All the other cards are good. We're not going to be able to combo, so what is Matron doing other than tutoring up these cards? You could put the second Snoop away, but Matron is the most expensive. Land, please. Not really a land. Not really a land. Bobble from the opponent. Target. They targeted themselves. No fetch land trick. Just iterating into it. They like it. Probably a land. Land. Play the channel. Gonna bolt it. Look how good bolt here is compared to munitions expert. Not just because we can cast it, but because no way of them stopping us. And it's very, very important that thing. Man, one lander though. It took the risk. We are now at the end of our one land experiment. I assume they take munitions expert, but I don't know. But this is the last. Double thought seize? Damn. Well, now, what's even the point? Guess if you have one removal spell. I don't know. This is, I mean, this is what happens when you keep one landers. I suppose I shouldn't have done that. I don't think I'm supposed to sack this prospector. Not if they did what they just did. Take 3. I assume they'll put Lurrus in their hand here. Oh, they have Croxa in the yard too. Gonna escape Croxa. Probably can't beat it. We'll discard a Chandra. And we just have to like hope that we hit land into Harbinger and they don't have a removal spell. Like that's our out. Yeah, and it has to be in that order too. Because there's land. Not exactly Harbinger. We're gonna take a bajillion next turn. But again, they may just not have a removal spell. That's what we're hoping. Definitely bringing in Leyline against Grixis Lurrus with Croxa. If I don't draw a land, I want this Chandra. Well, I'm not gonna draw a land. Or Harbinger. That's what I'm saying. I want this Chandra. Just take 6. Not that the game's gonna go on that long. Extra mana. Be relevant. Harbinger on top wins the game, I think. Unless this is Drown in the Lock here. Could also be Dress Down. Harbinger. Dress Down. Okay. Doesn't actually change anything, right? Oh, I can't make mana? Yeah, I'm just... Ed? Am I? I take 6, discard. Still hit Harbinger. Think I'm still alive? Think I have one more turn? I mean, very unlikely to get there, but I think I have one more. Wishing I had discarded Chandra. Uh, just to punish her for her. We're not gonna block because it doesn't matter. We're on a 1-outer. Well, 1-outer. 3-outer Harbinger. They have to not have. But unlikely that is. They're gonna play dress down. They play it at end step, right? And then out of luck. Hmm. Yep, so there's nothing we can do here, actually. They found the line. All right, so Grixis Luris, you bring in all your ley lines. I think that you maybe want Blood Moon. It's a tough call. Like, a lot of their best cards are already red, but I think 1 or 2 Blood Moons is fine. And I think they play Torpor Orb, so you want this Goblin Crater Maker. But we also want Pain Whirler, I think. So the combo is less likely. And these Tarfires, you want one of them. I think you'll want Ragavans and such. I don't know. Maybe you just don't want Blood Moon. I think you want. Like, bringing out all these bolts can't be right. Hog Marshal, again, everything. Well. B. That just definitely want these Ragavans on the play. I think we got a little bit unlucky. What do I do here? Actually, really difficult to board. Like, my plan is not to combo, but I hate removing the entire combo. I still need to cut 2 after that. Hmm. Oh, this is like the matchup where you just to be able to continuously trade these. Do we friends? We're not. Oh, we're not trying to turn 2 Blood Moon. We're just trying to Blood Moon. So Patron is. Believe that cutting lightning bolts our fires is correct. This is just definitely wrong. We need to find a ley line. The way we boarded makes 0 sense if we don't have a ley line in our opener. So we have to mull to it. I can't believe we beat 5-color control on a mull. That was insane. All right, this is actually solid. I guess because we have Blood Moon in there, I'll feel really dumb if I throw back Bloodstained Mire, then we don't end up getting what we need. I'm just gonna turn one anti-hovel because I would like to get a basic swamp with this bloodstained mire if I can. There's a Ragavan. Ragavan. We're gonna kill it with our munitions expert. Hopefully we don't get gut shotted. Well, so because of conspicuous snoot, we now have to get a mountain instead of a basic swamp, but it is what it is. It's not like we have the blood moon, so there's only 2 of them in the deck. There's even more conspicuous snoops left in our deck than there are blood moon. There's a 1/1 that does some really good stuff. We draw a land, we can still kill this Dragon's Rage Channeler before it helps them dig too far. They put a card on top. Here goes our munitions expert. I really want to land. For so many reasons. Just a land, please. Okay. Just not even gonna let them... I mean, we'll let them make the mistake of blocking if they want, but I'm not gonna let them untap and get... and dig deeper with this Dragon's Rage Channeler. It's just much too important to kill it. Like, even as a 1/1, it is so good. So... Death Shadow. I didn't expect them to be on Death Shadow. I expected just more control type stuff. I can't really easily protect this Chandra from the Death Shadow. So I'm gonna pass the Unholy Heat. Yeah, Chandras are not good in this matchup because not only do they have Unholy Heat, but hard to protect them. Well, I guess it's not just a weird mulligan situation. Didn't know they'd be on Death Shadow. Don't have good answers to Death Shadow, and I boarded out Mog War Marshal, which I shouldn't have. They are very low, though. 8 life is not a lot. 6 is pretty big, though. There goes my Chandra. Damn, these cards are so good. Cards are so good. Just the fact that they can... They put a card on top again. I think I have to take this, right? What are my, like, outs here? Don't know that I have any. Especially since we knew that ley line was on the top. I think we're just dead. Their draw lined up really well against ours, and I mean their deck is good against ours in general, but oh, well, that makes it good now. But yeah, that's we have to mull for different types of hands, I suppose. I don't really know, but leyline is not good. Just not good enough. We talk about it all the time, like it is the answer for those matchups, but it really isn't. Maybe we should lean on Blood Moon harder. Maybe we should bang. Warren Weirding was a card I missed a couple. Not Warren. Actually, I think it is Warren Weirding. Card I missed a couple times. Not that one copy does a ton, but you know, 1 is better than 0. So yeah, I missed this card in the board, just an edict effect. This extra Void Mirror didn't feel great because all the matchups where they were casting that stuff was like 5-color control. So they could just hard cast their way. I think 2 Pithing Needles is still. Probably just want another answer to like semi-big stuff. We actually could play on Holy Heat here. Like creature, instant, tribal, land, planeswalker. I mean, it means you need a Tarfire basically, though. A Tarfire or a Chandra in your... That's not super likely. I think the main deck Fury felt really good. Obviously, Ragavans were insane when you hit them turn 1. Like we won games just based on that. Where Ignoble Grist wouldn't win. The deck felt strong. Like losing to Grixis Shadow and losing to Merfolk is something to be embarrassed about, but losing to Grixis Shadow is nothing to be embarrassed about. And I don't remember what the deck we lost. The very first shot. I think I like I don't even remember. But we beat 5-color control and a mull to 5. We beat 5-color control twice. Apparently Ragavan or Achilles. Yeah, Shadow is really hard. The Grixis variants, especially of Shadow, are always the hardest one. Whoops. Maybe you just... Because Blood Moon seemed like it was really good in just about every matchup that we played against. With the exception of Merfolk, which I don't suggest you tune your sideboard to Merfolk. And having this many Lightning Bolts and Tarfires should have been good against Merfolk anyway. We just, sometimes it doesn't line up. That's true. Yeah, the people playing Grixis Death Shadow are people who are always going to be playing. They're sharp. Not that I think we made any huge misplays into anything. I think we kind of just got tempoed out with, better hands against ours. But we also weren't keeping good hands. I don't think we boarded very well. It's tough to sideboard. Like maybe you just take out Ragavans. I don't know in that matchup, but it seems fine. Like, although we probably want to be on the defense. So probably just boarding out the 4 Ragavans and in 4 ley lines is like where you start that. And then you take out 2 Harbingers and a Kiki for a couple Blood Moons, a Chain Whirler, and a Warren Weirding. And that sounds a lot better than what we did. So it is what it is. Because you just want to be blocking, not attacking. And that makes sense. And Lightning Bolts can just end the game, so they're still good to leave in. That's what I would do next time. I played that poorly. This is fine pilot. Our hands lined up poorly, but it's partly because I didn't put good cards in my deck to draw during sideboarding. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. I'm probably going to play this deck once or twice more, maybe with a couple tweaks. If you have suggestions for tweaks, hit us up on the Goblin Discord, which there's a link in the chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, consider coming to follow on Twitch. You can get notifications when we go live. Yeah, I hope you all have a good night. Oh, thank you for the subscribers too. Harrison Mage. Appreciate that. But everybody who showed up, you're all appreciated just the same. Yeah, everybody have a good night.